welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're doing well. Welcome to another video and welcome back to another book haul. I've done it again because this book haul is massive. This is all the books that I bought in April, May, and however long we are into June. Every time I do this, I feel like I say I'm ashamed, but really I'm obviously not if I continue to buy this many books. It's getting ridiculous. So that being said, let's get into it because it's going to be a long video. Per usual, I have them sectioned off, special editions, books that I got gifted because I got gifted a ton of books these past couple months, as well as books I bought myself, which is also another massive stack. So let's do it. So because of my last book haul, it took me forever to get to these ones. I'm just gonna shout out these next books because my pride and joys right here. And that is, of course, the special editions of House of Earth and Blood and House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. These are the Fairy Loot editions. We waited so long for these, and they are absolutely stunning. The slipcases are gorgeous. The actual books themselves are gorgeous. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I feel like at this point everybody has seen them, but it's upside down. I think, nope, it was right. These are literally so stunning, so gorgeous. I love these special editions so much. I have to say, I do own the Owlcrate ones as well, and these ones take the cake. There's just so many more like beautiful things done with these ones, but I'm obsessed. If you don't know, this is my favorite book of all time, my favorite series of all time. Love these so much. Thank you, Fairy Loot, for coming out with a absolute banger of a special edition. Okay, my most recent special edition is The True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren. I was not expecting this to come in the Afterlight box. It's very, very cute. I love what they did with this. Sprayed edges are stunning, and it's just gorgeous underneath as well. So I'm excited to give this a go. I don't read a ton of Christina Lauren anymore. They are more fade to black, and I like my smutty smut, but it came in a special edition box. I'm willing to give it a try. I haven't read the first book in this series. They're companion novels, but if I like this one, then maybe I'll go back and read the other one. I forget what it's called, but I am open to the idea. I have some Owlcrate Junior books here. The first one is The Creature of the In-Between. I don't really remember too much about this one, but it's by Cindy Lynn. I'm not reading a ton of middle grade right now. I'm mostly in my adult romance era, but eventually, maybe I'll get around to reading this one. Another Owlcrate Junior, we have The Kingdom Over the Sea by Zora Nabi. Again, another cute one. I haven't even taken this one out of the plastic yet, but woo, eventually I'll get there. Up next, we have an Owlcrate exclusive, and that is Some Desperate Glory by Emily Tush. This is a sci-fi that is absolutely stunning. I don't get to reading a lot of sci-fi, but the ones I get in my subscription boxes, I'm more prone to picking up and reading just because I feel like I have an extra motivation since I pay for the boxes. So hopefully I can get to this one soon, but it's literally so beautiful. So we shall see. One that I already have read and have multiple copies of that you will see later, and that is In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune. This is a wonderful, amazing book. It is a quirky book, so go into that knowing it's weird and different. His humor is very prevalent in this one, so if you've never read any of TJ Klune's like more humorous, quirky, funny reads, this one might catch you a little bit off guard, but it is still his very wholesome, beautiful, found family, wonderful writing. So I loved it. 5 out of 5 stars. This one is gorgeous. This is the Fairy Loot edition, Fairy Loot adult edition, and it is stunning. Very different from the US normal covers, which you'll see later, but I like this one a lot. All right, up next I have some books that I got in my Mystic box and my Belle box. The first two came in a Mystic box, and they are Raw and Raw Reborn. This is by Belle Aurora. I didn't know anything about these really. I think that this is a stalker romance, and that's the extent of my knowledge, so I'm excited to get to these. Hopefully I love them. Up next, 2 books I should be reading this month, and that is In Peace Lies Havoc and In Fury Lies Mischief by Emma Jones. These are circus romances. The only close to circus romance that I've ever read is the novella that comes before Haunting Adeline, and I'm a little nervous because clowns are not really my jam, so I'm hoping there's no clown situation happening in here, but another gorgeous set of special editions. Let's hope I love them. All right, and then the 2 books that came in Belle box, we have Black Swan Affair by K.L. Craig and Devious Lies by Parker S. Huntington. Again, some more gorgeous special editions. I absolutely love what Belle box and Mystic box does with their books, so I'm excited to get around to these ones. I've actually heard really good things about this one. Not too much about this one just yet, but I'm excited to give it a go. My most recent Fairy Loot adult box, we got A Curse of Saints by Kate Dramis. This one looks and sounds absolutely stunning. I'm excited to get to it. It has gorgeous ombre sprayed edges, and again, gorgeous underneath the dust jacket and on the naked hardcover. So With special editions, I read the synopsis one time, I'm like, oh, that sounds so good, and then I promptly forget about it. So from what I remember, this sounded really amazing. Hopefully I can get to it soon and have some actual thoughts on it. Then we have an Owlcrate exclusive Greek retelling, and that is The Lies We Sing to the Sea by Sarah Underwood. Not really my normal book that I would pick up, but it is absolutely stunning, and it came in a box, so I might as well give it a try. We'll see. The back says, her life to appease a god, his life to save a kingdom, her lies to destroy them all. Interesting. Then I have a few duplicates. One came in an Owlcrate, the other one came in a Fairy Loot, and that is Silver in the Bone by Miss Alexandra Brecken. Absolutely stunning. They are both stunning in different ways though, so depending on what you like. This one has the very normal cover with the absolutely stunning stenciled edges, but this one has an alternate cover. It's black with gilded edges, and it's absolutely stunning underneath. Like, literally so beautiful. I think that both companies did a great job. I'm having a hard time picking between the two, but very pretty. Yeah, this one is gorgeous underneath as well. I love special editions. They just warm my heart. Up next, we have the Foxglove King by Hannah Witten. This one came in an adult Fairy Loot, I believe. Maybe it was a YA, but it is another stunning edition. Cannot ask for any more than this. Like, they literally go off in the special editions. But another gorgeous one. Sounded good. Don't know when I'll get to it, but my priority this year is to read more special editions. But since that most of them are, you know, fantasy, I'm not really in my fantasy era. It's been a little harder to want to pick them up, but eventually I'll get to them. All right, then we have a really small Fairy Loot book, and that is Seven Faceless Saints. This is by M.K. Lobb, sorry. Again, another gorgeous one with beautiful stenciled edges. Gorgeous underneath as well. Honestly, no one is surprised at this point. This one sounds like it's going to be fun, a little bit darker. I'm excited. This gives me Nevernight vibes, so we'll see. Not with the synopsis, just the cover. Then I have another set of duplicates, and that is The Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, the author of An Enchanted River or something like that. These are gorgeous. This is an Owlcrate edition. This is a Fairy Loot edition. Both of them are absolutely stunning. Gorgeous, gorgeous. The backs are very pretty as well. Both of them have stunning stuff underneath, so I'm not going to show them off too much, but I'm excited to get to this one. I actually have a audiobook arc of this book, so hopefully I can get to it soon. Same thing, I have an audiobook arc of this one as well, and that is Witch King by Martha Wells. This author has, from what I know, is most popular for her sci-fi work, so I'm really curious to read an adult fantasy by her. And again, absolutely stunning. So I'm excited to get around to this one. I don't know anything about it. I just recognize the author, so I'm curious to see what I think. And the last special edition I have is an Owlcrate special edition, and this is Midnight Strikes by Zeba Shahanza. Sorry, I probably butchered that. Another absolutely gorgeous edition. On the back it says, our fates are sealed whether we know it or not. And it has gold gilded edges. Beautiful. And papers. So that is everything for special editions. Let's move on to books that I was gifted, and then we will talk about all the money I spent. Okay, these are so out of order because I grabbed them based off of my list, but a few of these books here, the first four I'm going to talk about, were gifted to me from my friend Mike. So thank you so much, Mike, for gifting these to me. I have a few more in this stack that are from him. The first one that I got is The School for Good and Evil by Simone Chinani. I have heard good things about this. I know there was a movie that came out. I'm not reading a lot of middle grade, but this is one that I've heard absolutely great things about this book and the rest of the series, so I'm very curious to give it a go. School settings, especially for middle grade, is always super fun for me, so I think this will be a hit. Up next, we have Night Film by Marisha Pestle. From what I can remember, this is told in mixed media. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but it's a thriller. I don't read a lot of thrillers, but he recommended it, so hopefully I like it. It's a hefty book. It's so heavy, so we'll see what I think of this one. Another thriller, we have Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. I've heard great things about this author, so I'm willing to give it a try. Again, not a lot of thrillers get read in this house, but we're going to give it a whirl at some point. Then I have A Touch of Malice by Scarlett St. Clair. This is one of the books in the Hades and Persephone world. I don't know if this one is told by Persephone or Hades, but I have the first book in this series. I just haven't gotten around to reading it yet. Hopefully I can get to this one and love it. Up next, I got a book actually from the publisher. The author arranged us to get a art copy of Find Him Where You Left Him Dead. I swear I can read. And this is by Miss Kristen Simmons. So I'm excited to get around to this one. Again, don't read a lot of thrillers, but this is one that I'm really pumped for because I have read Kristen Simmons' other thriller, this is horror I think, but thriller series, and I loved it. So I'm very excited to see what she does with the standalone. Then my sibling actually gifted me Against the Tide, Little Mermaid by J.L. This is a like story about the movie, but like takes some different stuff to it. I have no idea. I just know that it is based off of the new live action Little Mermaid. Thank you so much to Robin for gifting this to me. I'm excited to give it a go. Another book that was gifted to me by Mike is Hide and Seeker by Daka Herman, a middle grade horror. I'm intrigued to say the least. Another one gifted by Mike, and that is The Dating Plan by Sarah Desai. I've heard really good things about this one. This was one of the romances that he absolutely loved. So I'm excited to give it a go. I don't read a lot of trad romance anymore, but this is one that I'm excited for. All right, my lovely, lovely friends, Nikki, Karina, and Dana are so wonderful. They gifted me a lot of books. Oh, a lot of books. And I'm so, so, so grateful for them. The first one came, I believe these are all from Nikki, but I just want to make sure that I'm not, you know, saying incorrect information. I'm almost positive. Oh wait, nope, I lied. One is from Karina, one is from Nikki. Two are from Nikki. So besides the point, it is the entire Ravenhood series by Miss Kate Stewart. Nikki and Karina read this series before Dana and I, and they absolutely raved about it, told about the heartbreak and the devastation, and I just couldn't not read them. So I read the series and loved it, and Nikki thought it was a travesty that I didn't own any of the books in the series, so Nikki and Karina teamed up and got me the 3 books in the series. So thank you so much. I love them. And then Nikki, Karina, and Dana all went in on the illustrated editions of the Brutal Birthright series by Miss Sophie Lark, because these editions are going to go out of print soon because she signed with Bloom. So they all bought 2 books in the series, equaling 6 for the entire Brutal Birthright series. So we have, this is backwards, but Heavy Crown, Broken Vow, Bloody Heart, Savage Lover, Stolen Heir, and Brutal Prince. So thank you guys so much. I'm literally so appreciative of you and your friendship, and I love these books so much. They are loved in this house for sure. And the last book that I have on here that was gifted to me is Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Morena Garcia. This was also gifted to me by Mike, so thank you so much. I'm very curious to give this one a go. I've heard very good things about Sylvia Morena Garcia's writing. I do own Mexican Gothic, haven't gotten to it yet, but this one is a fantasy, so maybe I'll be more inclined to pick this one up and then go back to her horror thriller stuff. All right, now we can talk about all of the books I bought myself. When I tell you I have 3 massive stacks here, okay, let's get into it. Rapid fire. First 2 books are by Mia Sheridan. The first one is Kayland and Travis. I have yet to read anything by this author, but I saw them both at Target and I couldn't walk away. So these 2, I have no idea what they're about, but I've heard great things about the first book. Is it this one? Travis? I've heard good things. I don't really know. This is not the first one. I don't remember what it is, but I'm gonna read it. Then I picked up Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I've heard very good things at the very beginning, and now I've heard very mixed reviews about this book. I'm intrigued to give it a go. I do like a good sports romance, and I love a book about figure skating, so we shall see. 2 H.D. Carlton books. I have Does It Hurt? Read this one. It was okay, but definitely a dark read if you're interested. And then Hunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton, the second book in the Cat and Mouse duet, which I'm supposed to be reading book 1 this month, so we shall see. Because I am a collecting hoe, I had to get It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, the new collector's special edition hardcover. I couldn't pass it up. I do own the hardcover of both It Starts With Us and Verity, so it needed to happen. This was supposed to go in the section of books that were gifted to me, so sorry, but Nikki gifted me Losers by Harley LaRoe. Thank you so much, Nikki. I'm very, very excited to get around to this one. I have read The Dare, which is the first novella in this series, and I loved it, so I'm very excited for a full-length novel because, yes, please. Then we have a Not So Meet Cute. This is by Megan Quinn. I'm gonna try to snag myself the copies that are self-published because Megan Quinn just got picked up by Bloom, and these covers are going away. So I'm gonna try to snag as much of these as I can before she axes them, but this is one of the books. I have no idea what it's about. I've heard good things. Excited to read it. Then we have Bewitched by Loretta Lassa. This is the first book in a new fantasy romance series. I have read some of the books in her Rhapsodic series. No, what is it called? Is that Rhapsodic? I don't remember. And then I've read almost all of the books in her 4 Horsemen series. So I'm excited to get around to this one. It's short and stout. It is published by Bloom. She got picked up by Bloom. So I'm excited to give this one a go. Up next, I picked up another hardcover in this series, and that is Glint by Raven Kennedy, the second book in the Plated Prisoner series. I read the first one. I didn't absolutely love it, but it wasn't terrible by any means. So I'm excited to get around to book 2. Then I have a second book in a duology, and that is A Pessimist's Guide to Love by Jennifer Hartman. The first one is An Optimist's Guide to Heartbreak, and I enjoyed the first one, not as much as some of the other Jennifer Hartman books that I have read. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars, but I've heard this one is not as good as the first book in the series, so I'm going in with lower expectations, but I'm still really excited for it. Okay, here are my duplicate copies of this book. In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune. This is the regular cover, but it is a Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. It has a little bit of extra content in the back. And then, because I have no chill, I also bought the Waterstones signed exclusive edition because the sprite edges are just stunning. And of course, anything signed by TJ Klune is a steal in my book. So these two to add to my TJ Klune collection. Speaking of TJ Klune, I also picked up The Damning Stone. This is the third book in the Tales from Verania series. So need to get to this one. I need to finish up the series ASAP. We were supposed to finish it up last year, and yet here I am. Haven't even read the third book, so we'll get there. Oh boy, remember when I said that I loved this series so much? Well, this shows you just how much. I bought a second copy of the Ravenhead series by Kate Stewart. These are the UK short stout paperbacks. We have, these are upside down, Flock, Exodus, and The Finish Line. So I had to have these editions. They are gorgeous, and maybe, just maybe, there's another one coming next month. But you didn't hear it from me. Then I picked up the second book in the Magnolia Parks Universe series, Daisy Hates. I have been holding off reading this book because the first one did something to me emotionally. I'm not sure that I'm ready to jump back into this world, but Jessa Hastings' writing is so good. The relationship between Magnolia and BJ was so toxic, and I don't know if the same is going to be said for Daisy and whoever she's supposed to be with, but I'm a little scared to say the least. But I've heard good things about this one, so we shall see what I think. Up next, we have a newer release, and that is Rewrite Our Story by Kat Singleton. I am reading this with Nikki, Dana, and Karina this month, so I needed to grab myself a physical copy. There is no audiobook, so I'm going to be trucking along with this one, but I'm very excited to read it. Another book that we're reading is The Summer We Fell by Elizabeth O'Rourke. Yes, please! Those abs are just everything. Don't know what it's about. Surfer romance, maybe? Who cares? Another one that we're reading together is The Air We Breathe by Brittany C. Cherry. One that I'm just literally so pumped for. I'm very excited to read another Brittany C. Cherry. I just read my first one last month and I really enjoyed it. I've heard great things about this one, but I've heard even better things about book 3, so I'm excited to get there. I don't know if I actually hauled this one this month, but I'm going to talk about it since it's in my lap, and that is June 1st by Jennifer Hartman, another book that I'm very excited to read. I have loved everything I've read so far from this author, and I've already started this one and cried 2 times, so I'm assuming it's going to be amazing, and I'm going to get my heart broken, so pray for me. Then we have Always Mine by Laura Pavlov, another buddy read with the girlies, and I'm excited to read this one. A small town romance, that's all I needed to know. Sign me up, yes please, I'm excited for this. I don't know where the other book in the series went, but I did also pick up Powerless by Elsie Silver. This is the third book in the series. I don't remember who this one follows, if I'm being honest, nor do I truly care because this series has stolen my heart. You know what they say, save a horse, ride a cowboy, yes please. All right, again, another one I'm not sure if I hauled already, but Happy Place by Miss Emily Henry, the next book in her romance journey. I'm very excited for this one. It is fake dating, but also like second chance? Yes, 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 yes. I picked up this one on a whim, and that is The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. I've heard really good things about this one. It is also kind of like a twist because the bodyguard is a female, so I would love to see it. Then I bought 2 books by an author that I have quickly grown to love, and that is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez and Yours Truly. I read Part of Your World last month, this month, don't even remember, but it was chef's kiss spectacular. I cannot wait to read Yours Truly. Literally so excited. Then we have The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. This one is a very interesting book that has to do with OF, if you know what I mean. It's not heavily involved in that, but it's definitely talked about quite a bit in this book. I had a fun time with this one. It was a 4.5. It's fun. I would definitely recommend it if you want to give it a try. I'm slowly collecting this series. So I bought book 3 in the ZA series by Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti. I have read this one. It is a big beast, but I will read it, reread it again at some point, but I need to finish the series first. Who knows when we'll get there. I have one more Tate James book hiding around here somewhere, but I did pick up a few more because I cannot be stopped. But we have The Crow's Murder by Tate James, the 5th book in the series. I actually have 2 more floating around here. I don't know where they are. But this is the 5th book. I love the series so much, and I wanted to have physical copies, so I was able to snag myself up book 5. I also picked up book 3 in the Guild series by Tate James. Look at the size of this one. Holy. And the series is great. It's another polyamorous relationship. dark book. It has to do with mercenaries. So hot, so sexy. Definitely recommend. And then I also picked up Forgery by Tate James. This is the second book in her newest series. I'm waiting to read these ones until the third and final book comes out because I will not be left on the cliffhangers. I don't trust this woman to save my life. So this is number 2. I haven't read it yet, but I'm very excited to read it. All right, there's the other 2 books I was looking for. We have Heartless and Reckless by Miss L.D. Silver. The second book in the series might be my second favorite book of the year. I'm just saying. But we also have Reckless by L.D. Silver, the newest release that just came out in June. I'm very excited for it. This is the character from the first book. It's her sister, and the romance between Rhett's like protege, bull riding protege. I have heard though that this has a trope that not everyone's gonna like, so I'm curious to see what I think about it, but I'm excited nonetheless. Again, I cannot remember if I've hauled any of these, so I'm just gonna haul them as a group. But Miss Kennedy Ryan has stolen my heart, so I figured I would talk about the books I picked up. So I have Real by Kennedy Ryan. These are so reflective, but this is a like film star, not like film star, but like she is like an actor and he's a director, and they fall in love. Can't wait for it. I also have the entirety of the Kingmaker series. I have the Kingmaker and the Rebel King. I'm sorry, this is the All the King's Men series. I'm excited to get around to these. I've heard that they are so amazing. And then we have Queen Move. I think this one is somewhat connected to the All the King's Men series, but I don't know. It's just what I've heard. I'm excited to get to these ones. And then my babies, my wonderful babies. I have the Grip series by Kennedy Ryan, the novella Flow, the first full-length novel Grip, and finally the last book in the series. Still, this is hands down my favorite book of the year so far. So good, so amazing, so hard to read. So check the triggers, but amazing. Here's another Tate James book I found hiding in the stack, and that is The Alchemist Pack, the 6th book in the Davenport series. The only one I have left is the little novella, and I will have this entire series in my little hands, and I'm so excited about it. Like I said, I will reread this series at some point, just not yet. All right, it's time to talk about an absolute banger of a book that literally everyone and their mother is talking about right now, and that is, of course, Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. It's in my favorites of the year list, y'all. It was so good. I don't know if you can see the tabbies, but the tabbies are tabbying, and I don't know what else I can say that everyone hasn't already said. Read it. Thank you. All right, secondhand, I picked up The Unbroken by C.L. Clark. I know this is queer. I have heard mixed reviews, so I'm curious to see what I think, but I've been trying to get more into adult fantasy, and this is definitely one that I want to pick up. We're moving on to the last stack, thank the Lord. The first one I have here is Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. This is one that my beautiful friend Karina picked up. I don't know if the other girls have this one as well. I think she was supposed to read it last month, never got around to it, but I saw it at Barnes & Noble, and I was like, oh, you're coming home with me. So I have this one. I also picked up the last books that I needed to complete my Elle Kennedy, Briar U, and Off Campus series in the original self-published edition. So I picked up The Chase, the first book in the Briar U series, The Dare, which is the last book in the Briar U series, and The Score, which is book 3 in the Off Campus series. So I have officially completed my collection for these 2 series. Then I picked up King of Pride by Miss Anna Huang, the second book in the Kings of Sin series. The first book was phenomenal, and I'm so excited for book 2. The audiobook is being dropped this month, so I will definitely be reading this one ASAP. Then we have Whispers of You by Miss Catherine Cowles. I have read a Catherine Cowles book in the past, 2 actually. I enjoyed them both, one more than the other, but I'm excited to get around to her newest series. Honestly, the reason I picked up this particular book is because underneath the dust jacket is an alternate cover, and I just, I can't be stopped. Then we have The Words by Ashley Jade. I did read this one and decided to pick myself up a physical copy because I love this book so much. It is a rock star romance, and it is chunky, but it's so good. I highly recommend it if you are able to get around to reading it. It's so good. Check the triggers, per usual, but very good. Then I picked up an entire series because the paperbacks were on sale. They were so cheap, and I was like, I need them. So I picked up the series. I don't even know what the series is called. It is by Stephanie Archer. The first one being That Kind of Guy. The second one is The Wrong Mr. Right. The third is In Your Dreams, Holden Rhodes. And the fourth is Finn Rhodes Forever. So, that's the series. Oh my god, tell me those spines aren't literally perfection. I'm so excited to read these. The covers are so cute, and the girls have read these and have been raving about them, so I'm excited to read them. All right, I have some trad published romances. Like I said, I don't read a lot of these, but I'm excited to read these ones. I went to a Barnes & Noble one day, and they were having a moving sale, and everything was 50% off, and I was like, give these to me. So the first one that I have is You're a Mean One, Matthew Prince. A little bit out of season, but I can definitely read it during the winter time, so I'm excited for this. I also picked up The Accidental Pinup. This is by Danielle Jackson. Yes, the cover is all I needed. Thank you. Then I have Fake It Till You Bake It, another book written by a Black author about Black main characters. Yes, thank you. Same goes for Business Not As Usual by Sharon C. Cooper. Love that cover. Second to last book for today is Nick and Charlie by Alice Oseman. I decided to pick up a copy because, again, 50% off, could not be stopped. But look how cute this little hardback is. I love the Heartstopper series, so even though I don't read a lot of YA anymore, this one had to go on my shelves. And then the final book is another, of course, Tate James book, and that is Beautiful Thorns by Jamin Eve and Tate James, the last and final book in the Boys of Bellerose series, book 4. The book series is finally complete, and both of these authors like cliffhangers, so I'm so excited to say I'll be reading book 1 in July. Woohoo! I'm so excited. Y'all know how I feel about these authors. Eek! So that's it. That's all the books. Wow, you know, seeing as many books as there were today, I'm surprised we got through this so fast. I'm sure I talked a mile a minute, but I got it done. I'll say that, I got it done. All right, let me know if you read any of the books that I talked about today. Also, let me know what you picked up in the months of April, May, and June. Which ones were like your heavy hitters, the ones you really wanted to add to your shelves. And if you made it to the end of this video, leave a flower emoji. Any flower, that's what I'm feeling today. But thank you so much for watching. I really, really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And of course, leave any comments, questions, and suggestions in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!
Baby, turn it down.